Hey guys, Saf here with another Raid Shadow Legends video, and I wanted to talk about yesterday's video regarding the Artak passive, because there's been lots of different comments that I've seen on the video. It's had quite a few dislikes and a few comments of people saying, why are you trying to get this champion nerfed? And I kind of want to talk about the champion's passive, what I think the implications of the passive are, and I just kind of want to clarify the difference between a nerf and the difference between a bug fix. And also I want to talk about, does this passive issue affect my original estimations of the video? Because I've seen some people make comments that I've hyped up the champion and then I've basically said the champion is busted, so it's a waste of resources. So let's just summarize first what we were talking about in terms of yesterday's video. We made the discovery between a member of my community, it's Reggie, basically pinged me a message to say, hey, something's weird is going on with his speed because he seems to be overtaking Arbiter. And we discovered that the passive is actually not adding 100 speed. It is adding, in fact, double the speed. It's doubling it. Same for resistance. The defense number is fine. The damage increase, although it doesn't necessarily increase damage because of a previous video we've talked about well before all this happened. I probably will do a video explaining the exact science behind his damage for his passive, because there is some sort of optimizations you can do, but it's not crazy. But those three elements are working fine. But the speed and defense, the way that it reads in the passive, which we can see here now, I'm just running some potions to try and get my free-to-play ascended. It says, increases this champion's speed and resistance by 2 for 1% loss HP. Now, the last time I did math here, if you lose 50% maximum HP, 2 times 50 is 100. But what we basically discovered was essentially that the passive was multiplying his total speed, which means you can get crazy numbers out of it. I mean, if you're running at 300 or so resistance, you put an aura of, say, 75 from like a Noella on that champion, and then you give him the resistance buff from Oella. With him at 50% HP, he's going to be somewhere like 1,000 resistance, but you've not indexed any stats. And I've seen some people counter argue with that, well, Mithrala's got that much resistance. Yes, because she converts all of the stat you give her from accuracy into resistance. We're not actually doing that here. He's just getting 400 to 500 free stat. That's a lot of bonus stats to give, and it is too much. So let me first explain the difference between nerfing a champion and bug fixing a champion, okay? This champion is currently bugged. Now, what do I mean by bugged? I mean this champion currently has an interaction with his passive that is not doing what the skill is described. It's not like he is designed to do this and now we want to reduce his power. We're not talking about that. What we're saying is the passive is meant to give him 100 speed. It's currently giving him double speed. That is a bug. That's not nerfing the champion. That's not making the champion any weaker. The champion is too strong because he's not even too strong. He's doing things he's not meant to do. It's an incorrect coding of that skill. So when we talk about a bug fix, what we're actually talking about is resolving an issue where the champion's skill does not match what the champion's skill should be doing. You could be bug fixing something to increase damage, bug fixing something so that it does the right damage. These are not nerfs or buffs. They are adjustments to the mechanics of the way that it's coded to ensure that it is doing what it is meant to be doing. Now, when we talk about a nerf, we are talking about physically changing the way that a kit works, which reduces the effects of how good it works. So, for example, when they nerfed Mycelic Priest on, they took away a bunch of his poisons, they took away some of his probabilities and chances, which meant that his actual ability to do stuff weakened. Now, when we're talking about something like the nerf to Orogrim, they took away the number of poisons he did. You're physically changing the skill description, then the corresponding effects to reduce the effectiveness of the champion. That is, by definition, a nerf, not a bug fix, because there's no bugs here. It's working as intended. The problem is the champion is too strong and they've decided they need to nerf it. So when I have done a video here where I'm saying, hey guys, the passive is broken, I'm not saying it's broken because it's too strong. I'm saying it's broken because it's not working as intended. Can't quite do stage 20 here in the background, so we're going to have to do probably stage 19. That's a shame. So when I've done that video, I probably haven't been clear enough where I've been saying, this isn't about making him weaker. This isn't about him being too strong. This is the passive doesn't work as described. It is bugged. It needs bug fixing. Now, do I think this change, when they eventually bug fix it, because I would imagine they will, because I don't think it's working as intended, will make the champion useless? Absolutely not. My initial videos that I did before we had the champion hands-on test, where I was saying he's going to be a very good champion, where I think he's going to be one of the best options out there. I think he's going to be the best login champion since Ninja. All of that assumption was based on the fact that he's going to get 100 base speed and 100 base resistance. It wasn't that he's going to double his speed. So I'm not now coming back and saying I was wrong. I said he was going to be really strong based on the fact he's doubling his speed. I thought he was going to be really strong at 100 speed. So the fact he's doing double that is irrelevant to me. He's still an excellent champion. You haven't wasted your resources if you've put all your resources into Artak and you're now unhappy with it. So in terms of like the video, like I'm not going to stop doing content where I raise awareness to things not working as they're intended. Now, what I will do in this video, because it's been raised about 4 or 5 times to different people on comments, is shout out also that Fortis A3 still doesn't do what the skill is described, which is technically a bug. Now, I have attempted to have this bug fixed a few times, but every time I've attempted it, Playroom have come back and said it is working as intended. But let me just show you what he is doing that he shouldn't be doing. We've got a nice superior potion there. Great job. That's going to get our ascension for Artak. Fortis over here has an ability where every time, where is it? This skill, the damage of this skill is increased by 10% every time a fear debuff is placed on an enemy. And it's an increasing multiplier. Now, the problem with this is the way that it's coded is it's not doing 10%. If we follow the premise that anything that is described, if it's not doing what it's described, is bugged, he's still bugged. The mathematical calculations of this doesn't result in 10% bonus damage. It is 2% bonus damage. So I will make a plea here, Playroom. If we're looking at fixing the Artak passive, can we take another look at this Astral Terror for this Void Legendary that was a guaranteed summon that everyone pulled? Because you got 2 options. Either you replace the 10% with 2% so that the skill description matches what the skill is doing, or you make it work exactly like the way that Solus works, where he gains 10% damage multiplication. So it's actually roughly around about, it's like 9 or so, 9.5% when you do the math of it. But right now it doesn't do 10%. The skill says it does 10% and it doesn't do 10%. It's doing 2%. So for everyone in the comments in yesterday's video, I haven't forgotten about Fortis, but I have tried about 5 times to get the message across that it is bugged. I will continue to try and make sure that these abilities, if they don't do what they say they do in the game, based on the skill descriptions, that it is raised with awareness, because it should do what it says in the skill. That is a bug. Now, if they came along and they basically said, okay, we're going to change this down to he no longer gets any damage from fear, that would be a nerf, because they're taking away an effect. That's not what we're saying here. We want this number to reflect exactly what the game is doing. So when we're talking about Artak, when I'm talking about this being a broken passive, I'm not saying it's broken from a power strength. I'm saying it's broken from it doesn't do what it says on the tin. It should be increasing by 100, not doubling speed. That doesn't change the fact that he's still going to be a really strong champion, because AoE burn activation, AoE decrease attack, AoE burns, AoE burn extension, it is a phenomenal piece of kit. He's HP based. He's going to be easy to keep alive. I'm fairly certain I can clan boss speed tune him once they fix the passive. I'll have some different ideas. And to be honest, I haven't done any guides on him yet in terms of specific teams to run him in, because I'm waiting for the passive. I'm worried that if I record anything, not so much the success of those teams, because I think the teams will all still work. I still think you're going to be able to do lots of solo farming. He's going to be able to clear things like Minnow. I'm worried about the pace and the efficiency of those things in a video. I don't want to record a video that's immediately out of date. So I'm waiting to see what they decide on the passive. So that's what I just want to clear up. I'm not calling to nerf Artak. I'm saying the passive doesn't do what it says on the tin, and that means it is a bug, so we are bug fixing. There's a difference between bug fix and nerf, and you need to keep in mind, Playroom are not here to always hate on the players. They don't want their new champion that is really, really exciting to get so much negativity. That's not what I was trying to create. I was trying to bring awareness to Playroom that this is doing something crazy. We're talking a champion can basically be running at something like 300 speed and about 200 resistance and end up being somewhere in the region of 900 speed and nearly 800 resistance without having to index any stats into that. That's way too strong, and it will break the game at certain points if you can go really fast, because you're just going to take way too many turns. And as I said, I haven't changed my opinion from the first few videos, and if you're watching this video now, don't be disheartened if they fix that passive. He's still going to be incredibly strong. And anyone who says, oh, well, they should keep it bugged, why did you have to tell everyone? Plarium would have figured this out pretty quickly. I'm almost 90% certain as well. They knew about this bug when I posted it to the official Discord. I think they kind of told me, hey, we were aware that this could be a bug. So it's not like it wouldn't have got fixed anyway down the road. But at least this way, we're getting it right out straight away to say, hey, look, there is a problem with this passive. You might not be able to build him in a specific way. So I'm trying to save you silver. I'm trying to save you time. I'm trying to make sure that everyone is aware. And I will continue to do that with all of our video content on this channel. If I spot something that is inconsistent, again, when we were talking about the consistency about terrace multipliers, it doesn't matter how we fix that inconsistency. We should find a way to fix inconsistencies. And I think that's kind of like what I want to do here with this video, is just kind of say, look, I'm not calling for your new free champion to be nerfed. That's not my goal. My goal is to point out that the champion's passive isn't doing what it should do, which could lead to you having to basically rebuild it anyway. So yeah, that is the end of the video here. I just wanted to kind of respond to some of the comments because it was quite a hectic comment thing. And I didn't really want people to come across as if I'm, trying to make everyone's gameplay experience more negative. That was not my goal here. I just simply wanted to raise awareness of the fact that the passive wasn't working as it is coded to do, as it is described. The coding wasn't matching the description of the skill. That is not a nerf, that is a bug. So hopefully we get a fix for this passive pretty quickly so I can start building out some interesting teams and comps. We have got some interesting clan boss ideas in my head that I'm thinking about we could do with this champion. I've seen some content creators maybe suggest you can't use him in clan boss, or you should forget that idea, or you should, look at him elsewhere. He's not going to be the craziest damage dealer, but certainly on my level of account here on my free-to-play, which is currently struggling to beat this this magic potion keep, he's going straight into my account, my clan boss team, because I don't have very good decrease attack options. And you can make him work in early game to mid game accounts as long as you have the right level of control. So I have got some great ideas to use him. We just need that passive fixed. Once that passive is fixed, I hopefully should be able to give some ideas about the teams that we can do there with that setup. But until then, I will obviously keep an eye on the bug report in here. I think that's all the remaining bugs that we've got. There is one I didn't mention yesterday, which is the visual bug on the spider, right? When you use the spider A2, he loses all of his HP. I was on a collab earlier. If you haven't seen it, go check it out with Ash in Ash's channel. I will put the link in the card around about there. Go check that out. We talked about it. It is, just to confirm, it is visual. You're not actually losing your max HP. You just don't know it because it's visually hiding. Think back to when Ultimate Death Knight came out. There was a lot of issues with his HP bar when he used to gain HP. We'd never know how much HP he's currently got. So you're actually not losing all of your max HP. You just visually looks like you are. So that is just a visual bug. And I think that's the only other bug with him at the moment. So hopefully we can get some, adjustments to get all these bugs out of the way, and then we can properly start seeing the true power of Artak. Because I think he is still going to be crazy good, even after they fix all these different issues that we've got with his kit. I think he's going to be a brilliant champion, and you will not regret using your resources to book him. So thanks for watching, guys. As always, what I say is if you haven't watched any of my videos before and you're new to this channel and you want to see more content where we look at all the different things that Raid does, all the different features, we build cool clan boss teams, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification, and it will come straight into your channel. If you've liked this video and you're no longer hating against me as the enemy of the Raid community, hit that thumbs up button as well, because I'm on your side to try and make sure that everyone gets the most enjoyable game experience. But consistency is key. So with that said, guys, I will catch you in the next video.